I'm going to go back to Iran. So with $6 billion and 5 Iranians are going to be released. Hostage Aid, which is an organization that advocates on behalf of hostages, saying that there are more American Iranians held in Iran. At least there are 2. So why you couldn't negotiate at least for this amount of money, and the 5 Iranians are going to be released in return for every American citizen, whether it's green card holder or American citizens.
I can only speak to the parameters of this arrangement, which is these 5 wrongfully detained Americans in exchange for 5 Iranians, and of course the transfer of these funds. That's the parameters of this deal. That's all I can talk about. I can just assure you that, as I said at the top, we're always going to take seriously the case of wrongfully detained Americans anywhere they are in the world and do everything we can to get them home.
Can you confirm that the administration policy is never to pay ransom to any terrorist organization, i.e. non-state actors, whether it's Al-Qaeda or Daesh or whatever? In the past, Americans were killed as a result because the U.S. did not pay money while Europeans did to release their citizens.
No change to our policy.
Well, absolutely. So how is this different, considering that you describe Iran as the state that sponsors terrorism in the world? So in other words, that you differentiate between a state and non-state actors, and therefore you deal with them differently?
I've answered that question. This is not a ransom payment.
Danny,
Yes.
welcome to the briefing.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the question. I wanted to ask about the UN General Assembly next week. Firstly, is the President going to be meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel there?
No meetings to speak to at this point.
And also, I just wondered if you know if he's going to be, the President will be attending the Security Council meeting on Ukraine.
Again, we'll have more towards the end of the week in terms of laying out the calendar and the President's agenda at the UN General Assembly next week. I think on Friday we'll have a lot more detail for you. President's looking forward to it. This is a terrific opportunity to start to reinforce some of the things that you saw him reinforce on this trip in terms of improved infrastructure and investment in the global south and developing nations, looking towards human rights, solving climate change. There's an awful lot on the President's agenda up there in New York, and he's very much looking forward to it. We'll have more detail at the end of the week.